We all know that AI, also known as artificial intelligence, has already taken the world by storm. In fact, there is no doubt that AI has the potential to do good things. However, at the same time, it can be our worst companion. Yes, you heard it right. Now, you must be thinking, why and how? Since nowadays everything around us is somehow and somewhat driven by technology. Recently, it turned out that AI has a huge thirst for water. And surprisingly, behind every AI-generated meme, image, video, blog post, social media caption, chatbot response, deepfake, and even AI-powered code generation, it uses a massive amount of water to keep the technology running. To highlight this point, let's have a look at the statement made by Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, who recently unveiled a new feature known as Ghibli-style art, which showed huge craze among users, which also depicted that if the users increase, the GPU will melt down, and the use of water to control it will also increase. Considering the increasing requests, he said, "It's super fun, seeing people love images in ChatGPT. But our GPUs are melting. We are going to temporarily introduce some rate limits while we work on making it more efficient. Hopefully it won't be long. ChatGPT's free tier will get 3 generations per day soon." So now the question arises, how much water are we talking about? Here, let's deep dive into it. Based on the reports, water consumption in data centers varies widely. And it's not just about water. The quantity used by 8,000 data centers across the world is massive. So let's have a look at a few reports and facts that have come to the fore due to the growth of the usage of AI. Based on a 2023 study by researchers at the University of California, Riverside, it was found that training a model like GPT-3, 175 billion parameters, in Microsoft's US data centers could consume up to 700,000 liters, 185,000 gallons of clean fresh water, which is enough to fill a nuclear reactor's cooling tower. If the training happened in Asia, where water efficiency is often low, this could rise to 4 million liters, 1 million gallons, due to differences in cooling infrastructure. And if you're wondering how AI can consume so much water, let's clear it up here. We recently asked this question, and ChatGPT's response shook us as well. It wrote that generating a single 100-word response can consume approximately 500 milliliters, about 16.9 ounces, of water, mainly for cooling purposes. However, this figure can vary based on factors such as server location, weather conditions, and the efficiency of the cooling systems employed. Sadly, by asking this question, we have also consumed 500 milliliters of water. Furthermore, according to its environmental report, Google's data centers around the world consumed a total of 6.1 billion gallons of potable water in 2023. Google also calculated that its data centers used as much water as 40.7 golf courses, based on data from the average annual irrigation of golf courses in the southwestern US. In fact, after training, running AI models consume additional water for cooling servers. So it's certainly true that as AI models grow larger, water consumption is expected to increase significantly. But here's the thing. Why would AI need so much water, especially fresh water, to keep its processor cool if they already have air conditioning systems in place? The reason is pretty clear. Data centers powering AI generate an immense amount of heat due to the sheer density of processors working at high speeds. Air conditioning alone, while essential for maintaining a general operating environment, often proves insufficient and energy-intensive for dissipating this concentrated heat effectively, and the use of fresh water is essential because of the risk of contaminating the cooling system and damaging equipment. Therefore, the use of water especially freshwater, has become crucial for AI, preventing their brains and processes from frying under the pressure of complex calculations. But what if I tell you that only 3% of the world's water is freshwater, and two-thirds of that is tucked away in frozen glaciers or otherwise unavailable for our use? So the question is, how will we manage to save water from scarcity? Honestly, the answer lies in the hands and efforts of megatech giants. In fact, recently, tech behemoths such as Microsoft have pledged to be water positive by 2030, meaning they will replenish more water than they consume. In fact, every action requires a collaborative approach. So, in order to address the issue at a vast level, a few regulations such as the EU AI Act, national and state regulations, standardized measurement, and ethical AI design, among others, are needed to ensure that all tech companies are held accountable for their water usage and environmental impact. And the answer we got is absolutely yes, as regulations should do more to address the environmental consequences of AI. Right now, the industry is kind of like the Wild West, fast moving, high impact, but with few rules about sustainability. But that's not all. We need more than regulation. Think of it this way: car engines once relied on plain water for cooling. However, over time, the automotive industry transitioned to glycol based coolants for better efficiency and reliability. In the same way, the tech industry must evolve and explore alternatives to water for cooling, especially as our data and computing needs continue to grow. In a nutshell, the future of AI innovation must go hand in hand with the development and adoption of sustainable cooling technologies and responsible water management practices. So, the answer to AI or water shouldn't be an or, but a carefully considered and that prioritizes both technological advancement and environmental stewardship. So, now that you have a better understanding of the potential side effects of generative AI, what will you do? Will you keep using it freely or start rethinking how you use it?